How's that? I don't have lost my gavel. I'd like to call the city council meeting to order and start with a roll call.
Alderperson Robinson,
Present.
Hertz,
Here.
Maynard,
Here.
Swanson, here, Parker,
Here.
Poulos, Healy,
Here.
and Mayor Tomes.
Here. Could we please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? Remain standing for a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. A couple signatures. Good evening. Yeah. Okay. Public comment. We have two people that have signed up. Is it Robert Murphy? If you wish, you got 5 minutes and explain what you wish.
Well, I'm here on the subject of vacating 20th Avenue in Rock Island, off 46th Street, going to the Moline border. And I own the immediate house south of the gentleman's request to do this. And I own a couple other houses on that block. It's a public thoroughfare. It's an avenue. You vacate alleys and you vacate portions of easements, but I've never seen anybody vacate a street or an avenue. And this is a place where people have crossed over into Moline and into the businesses of Moline for over 50 years. And it's just like a water leak. You stick your finger in there and block it, you're going to have the people cutting through everybody's yard on that block to go the same way they've been going. It also is going to eliminate parking for the person requesting this and his family on that avenue. If he chooses to get ownership of it, he can do anything he wants to with it. So he could fence it if he wants to. He could make the avenue dirt, plant grass, whatever. But you cut the parking off for my house. You cut the garage off. It becomes a shed. And any parking for my house or his home goes onto the street. And the street below 20th Avenue and above 20th Avenue has one-sided parking only. I've gathered 16 signatures within a 250-foot radius of the avenue that are against this, and I explained it based on the city's one of the gentleman's letter he got, and the city's picture of the avenue he wants to vacate. Now, he spoke to my daughter the other day and said that the city has it all wrong. He doesn't want them to vacate the avenue. He wants just a small portion for a garage. Well, it doesn't sound like somebody's story isn't straight. I think you guys just got the picture pretty well covered with the entire avenue. So that being said, if this doesn't fly and he requests another vacation, I'd like to know the exact square footage. That way we get it right. But if you'd like the 5 copies I've made of the 16 signatures that oppose this within a 250-foot radius, you're welcome to them.
Yes, please. If you don't mind, we'll take them. And that's fine. You bet. Thank you. You bet. Thank you. Okay, Travis Morris.
How y'all doing? I'm the gentleman he talking about. Okay.
Okay.
Anyway, what I'm trying to do is secure my house because right there where the problem is at is right behind Village Inn. Okay, when I got cars broke in, people even today, we seen dude on camera walking up our sidewalk. They ride motorbikes through there and everything. 12 and 1 o'clock in the morning. He don't live there. He lives somewhere else. That's rental property. I'm just trying to get enough area to secure my house so I won't have that. I done had car broke in. My wife's car broke in 3 times. You know what I'm saying? They come pull stolen cars down in there. The dead end sign is covered by his property for his trees. Because he won't cut them back. He won't take care of his yard. So what I supposed to do?
No, you're going down the right avenue, and the council will be discussing it tonight. So.
Yeah, you know, and that's what I'm talking about. You know, hey, I don't have no problem with him on his side. He don't even use his garage. He got a junk in there.
Okay. Thank you.
All I want to say is, I don't live
Be at the podium, please, so we can hear you.
I don't live there. Someone lives there that's more important to me, and that's my daughter. My daughter lives there.
Okay.
So, and there's a lady goes through there with a little motorbike, and she's got a legal plate on it, and I didn't begrudge her a bit for not wanting to go on 18th Avenue just to go to Jewel with all that traffic. And there is activity there, sometimes of a night, and I get taxed for a garage and I get taxed for 2 front yards. That would be eliminated if you guys accepted this.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. That's all that's signed up. Where? Yes.
My wife wants to talk.
Well, we tip. What's that?
She would have had to sign up at public comment.
You got to sign the sheet. Yeah, unfortunately, it's past that time now. Thank you. Okay, item number 6.
Minutes from the April 22nd, 2024 study session and city council meeting.
Move to approve the minutes as printed.
Second.
Moved to second. Any discussion? All those in favor say yes. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carries. Item number 7.
Minutes from the January 8th, 2024 closed session.
Motion to approve the closed session minutes.
Second.
Moved to second. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Alderperson Healy.
Aye.
Robinson.
Aye.
Hertz.
Aye.
Maynard.
Aye.
Swanson. Aye. And Parker.
Aye.
All right. We have a few proclamations. If we could start with 8A, please.
All right, I'm up, right? Okay, whereas amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, ALS, known by many as Lou Gehrig's disease, is a progressive fatal neurodegenerative disease in which a person's brain loses connection with the muscles, slowly taking away their ability to walk, talk, eat, and eventually breathe. And whereas every 90 minutes someone is diagnosed with ALS and someone passes away from ALS, and whereas on average, patients diagnosed with ALS only survive 2 to 5 years from the time of diagnosis, and whereas ALS has no cure, and whereas people who have served in the military are more likely to develop ALS and die from the disease than those with no history of military service, and whereas securing access to new therapies, durable medical equipment, and communication technologies is of vital importance to people living with ALS, and whereas clinical trials play a pivotal role in evaluating new treatments, enhancing quality of life, and fostering assistive technologies for those living with ALS, and whereas we celebrate the 10th anniversary of the Ice Bucket Challenge through a renewed commitment to galvanize public awareness and support funding leading to significant investments in ALS research, and whereas the ALS Association, as the largest philanthropic funder of ALS research globally, has committed over $154 million to support more than 550 projects across the United States and 18 other countries. And whereas our commitment to accelerating the pace of discovery remains unwavering, fueled by the hope that one day ALS will be a livable disease for everyone, everywhere, until we can cure it. And whereas ALS Awareness Month increases the public's awareness of people with ALS's dire circumstances and acknowledges the terrible impact of this disease has not only on the person, but on his or her family and the community, and recognizes the research being done to eradicate this disease.
Now, therefore, I, Mike Tomes, Mayor of the City of Rock Island, do hereby proclaim May 2024 as ALS Awareness Month in the City of Rock Island and call upon all its citizens to join in supporting ALS research, advocating for increased funding, and standing in solidarity with those affected by the relentless disease. Is there anybody here with this? There was somebody that requested this and weren't sure if they were going to be here. Nobody here. Okay, thank you very much.
B, proclamation declaring May as Mental Health Awareness Month. Angela and Annette, you can both go up.
Okay, whereas mental health is an essential part of overall well-being, impacting individuals, families, and communities across the city of Rock Island. Whereas 1 in 5 American adults experiences a mental health condition each year, and everyone faces challenges in life that can impact their mental health. Whereas, despite its prevalence, mental health remains shrouded in stigma, preventing many from seeking help. Whereas early intervention and access to quality care are crucial for managing mental health conditions and improving quality of life. Whereas May is recognized nationally as Mental Health Awareness Month, providing an opportunity to raise awareness, combat stigma, and promote mental health resources.
Now, therefore, I, Mike Tomes, Mayor of the City of Rock Island, do hereby proclaim May 2024 as Mental Health Month in the City of Rock Island and encourage all its residents of Rock Island to educate themselves and others about mental health conditions, treatment options, and available resources. Challenge stigma by speaking respectfully and inclusively about mental health. Seek help if they are struggling with their mental health and encourage others to do the same. Support organizations that provide mental health services and advocacy. Create safe and supportive environments for open conversations about mental health. Together, we can create a community where everyone feels empowered to prioritize their mental well being and seek help when needed. All right. There you go. Thank you. Was it? Yep. Hang on.
So while everyone knows the great work the library does, I would like to give the podium up for just a couple minutes to Annette Clevenger, whose Narratives is her organization, and a lot of people are not quite familiar with them, but I would like to have her say a few words.
Good evening. As Alderman Hurt said, I am Dr. Annette Clevenger, and I am Executive Director and Founder of Narratives QC. And if you're not familiar with who we are, I'm here to tell you about it today so that you leave knowing about the work that we're doing and the fabulous young adults that I get to serve each day. Narratives is, I used to say a new organization, but this is our 4th year. And so we are no longer new and we are rapidly growing. We provide life skills coaching to young adults 17 to 25. I have been a native of the Quad Cities, or here in Rock Island, for almost 50 years now, and was in private practice as a clinician in the mental health field for over 20. And what I saw was there are wonderful resources and agencies in our community that help folks birth through 12th grade. But when you age out or magically turn 18, you're supposed to have figured it out. And the reality is so many of us, even with the greatest of supports, in schooling do not. And so Narratives was created to help provide an extra level of support and connection for young adults in that age group. We work to provide them and empower them to find their path to success in the areas of housing, employment, education, which includes finishing and getting their GEDs, going on to college, or finding trades, employment in finding secure and sustainable employment. We work with them on life skills If it's covered under the skills of adulting, cooking, finances, you name it, if you struggle with it, they do too. And we work to help them develop the necessary skills with life coaching, mental health support groups, individual one-on-one sessions, and everything that we do is undergirded with mental health, because the reality is our mental health affects our ability to do any of those things well, to work, to live, to be in community. And so we work with them. I am here to tell you that the young adults of our community, those that you might consider vulnerable or at risk, are doing great and wonderful things. They are hardworking members of the community who want to become productive contributors, and they are. With a little help and a little guidance, they are finding their path to success, and it's a wonderful thing. And so thank you. Thank you for the proclamation. Thank you for your willingness to consider financially supporting narratives in mental health. And I'm going to ask you for one more thing. Narratives is founded under the belief that our social capital is really what helps us all succeed. We all are here today because of who we know and how we know, the network of relationships. And so the best way that you can help the young adults of the city of Rock Island is to share narratives and to share their stories and to share that this resource is out there and available to them. It is 100% free for them to get the support that they need. So I implore you to use your networks, they are vast, within the community to help them expand their networks. And together we can do a better job. I also just want to thank you guys for investing in preventative and supportive care. So often when we think of mental health, we think of crisis things, and that's where we tend to invest our resources. But I'm a firm believer in this already taxed mental health system, that when you invest in supportive resources, we will alleviate the mental health burden on our already taxed system. So thank you.
Thank you very much. Angela, do you want to come up and talk about these products that are up here, the information?
She did a great job. Part of our ARPA funding for our mental health initiative at the library, one portion of that is for promotion. Exactly the reason what she stated is to raise awareness and to get the word out that it is stigmatized. We need to stop that stigma as some of these bracelets stay. So up there on the table are some pins. There's a card or a sticker, or both if you want, with QR code that goes to our website and shares all of the different mental health resources we have in Rock Island. Narratives is definitely on the list. The library partners with Narratives as an example. We also part of our ARPA funding is going towards programming that everyone can attend that brings about these topics and has community conversations. It's just a comfortable place to be at the library, judgment-free zone, etc. So we're really looking forward to that, doing those programs coming up this fall. And then we'll also have comfort carts that people who maybe don't know where to go or what to do, they can visit our comfort carts and get even more information and items that can help them if they are maybe struggling. Mental health is definitely on a continuum. 1 in 5 reportedly have been, diagnosed with a mental health disorder, which how many haven't? I personally have too. I mean, the people around you don't know what they have. So just being aware and being kind, and if you need any help at all and don't know where to start, always come to the library. So thank you.
Thank you very much. Wonderful. All right, next item.
Proclamation declaring May as Historic Preservation Month. Whereas the city of Rock Island is the oldest of the Quad Cities, and whereas the community is home to an impressive collection of historical buildings, sites, districts, structures, and objects, and whereas historic preservation is an effective tool for community and economic development that helps to revitalize both commercial and residential areas. And whereas historic preservation assists in sustainability, because, in the words of the former president of the American Institute of Architects, Carl Elefante, the greenest building is the one that is already in existence. And whereas the city continues to show a dedication to historic preservation with a recently updated nomination for the Broadway Historic District on the National Register of Historic Places that extended the district's period of significance and will open new economic incentives for property owners. And whereas historic preservation is relevant for all communities across the nation, both urban and rural, and all Americans of all ages, backgrounds, and walks of life. And whereas it is important to celebrate the role of history in our lives and the contributions made by dedicated individuals in helping to preserve the tangible aspects of our collective heritage. And whereas the United States National Park Service has designated May as National Historic Preservation Month.
Now therefore, I, Mike Tomes, Mayor of the City of Rock Island, do hereby proclaim May 2024 as Historic Preservation Month in the City of Rock Island and encourage all its Rock Islanders to recognize the value of historic preservation within our city and our country. Andy, is this you? Who's anybody for the preservation? Nobody here. I thought somebody would be here. All right. Very important. Next item.
Proclamation declaring May 18th, 2024 as River Cleanup Day. Whereas observance of National River Cleanup in the Quad Cities region, emphasizing the importance of promoting river cleanups, environmental education, and community resilience. Whereas it acknowledges the significant impact of past cleanup efforts across the United States and highlights the unique geographical significance of the Mississippi River to the Quad Cities as a vital water source, habitat, and recreational resource. Whereas it recognizes the collaborative effort of the Walton Family Foundation, Iman Consulting, and the Quad Cities Community Foundation in addressing water quality issues, particularly focusing on centering communities of color and low socioeconomic status. Whereas it underscores the mission of the Clean River Advisory Council to prioritize the inclusivity, culture appreciation, and environmental stewardship with a specific focus on promoting a zero pollution mindset during National River Cleanup Day. Whereas finally, it acknowledges and encourages the proactive measures taken by the City of Rock Island to support these initiatives and underscore the importance of environmental conservation.
Now therefore, be it resolved that I, Mike Tomes, Mayor of the City of Rock Island, do hereby proclaim May 18th, 2024 as River Cleanup Day in the City of Rock Island. Andy, this one's yours. Gentleman, no stranger to the City of Rock Island. Yeah, the siren started just at the time you.
So, what do we just smile?
Yeah, that's it.
All right. It's easy enough.
Would you guys like to say something? You can have that. Go for it. Yes, please.
No, one more.
Yes,
One more.
All right. Yeah, thank you very much. The Clean River Advisory Council was formed up about a year ago, and we're excited about all the work we've gotten done. Handed out a lot of grant opportunities for different organizations that will honor both the quality of the river and the heritages that have lived here long before any of these buildings were put up. So we're doing our best to both honor the river and the people that inhabit it today. So thank you very much for this. And we look forward to bringing back some other exciting stuff in the future. So thank you.
Good deal. Thank you. I know the city belongs to an organization, Mississippi Rivers and Towns Initiatives, that works on the same goal, along, of course, living lands and water around here. So there's organization in actually River Action. All right, next item.
Proclamation declaring May 19th through May 25th, 2024 is National Public Works Week. Whereas public work professionals focus on infrastructure, facilities, and services that are of vital importance to sustainable and resilient communities and to the public health, high quality of life, and well-being of the people of Rock Island. And whereas those infrastructure, facilities, and services cannot be provided without the dedication and efforts of public works professionals who are engineers, managers, and employees at all levels of government and the private sector, who are responsible for rebuilding, improving, and protecting our nation's transportation, water supply, water treatment, and solid waste systems, public buildings, and other structures and facilities essential for our citizens. And whereas it is in the best public interest for the citizens, civic leaders, and children in Rock Island to gain knowledge of and maintain an ongoing interest and understanding of the importance of public works and public works programs in their respective communities. And whereas
The year of 2024 marks the 64th annual National Public Works Week, sponsored by the American Public Works Association, Canadian Public Works Association, and therefore,
I, Mike Tomes, Mayor of City of Rock Island, hereby designate the week of May 19th through the 25th, 2024, as National Public Works Week. I urge all citizens to join with representatives of the American Public Works Association and government agencies in activities, events, and ceremonies designed to pay tribute to the public works professionals, engineers, managers, and employees, and to recognize the substantial contributions they make to protecting our national health, safety, and advancing quality of life for all. National Public Works Week in the City of Rock Island. Mike, you want to say anything? You're right. You're good. Who would have guessed that? All right. Rock Island update. Couple items. Let's Ride Together. The 4th annual community bicycle ride is this Thursday, May 16th at 5:30 p.m., starting at the MLK Community Center at 630 9th Street. Come and enjoy a fun 2.6-mile bicycle ride with children and adults from the Rock Island community. The group will ride from MLK Park to Francis Willard Elementary School and back. Please bring your bike and your bike helmets. Party in the Park, calling all youth. The Rock Island Police Department and the Police Community Relations Commission invite you to kick it with a cop. Get that right, kick it with a cop. By participating in a friendly game of kickball between the kids and the Rock Island police officers on Wednesday, May 22nd. The game is just one of many free activities being offered as we celebrate the grand reopening of Douglas Park after years of renovations and improvements. Stay for a party in the park and enjoy games, free hot dogs, refreshments, Kona Ice, and more. No need to register, just show up May 22nd from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. at Douglas Park, 18th Avenue and 9th Street, and join in the fun. Rock Island Unplugged. Come meet your elected leaders and department heads Wednesday, May 29th, and take part in a casual town hall style discussion that we call Rock Island Unplugged. The event begins at 6 p.m. and free hot hors d'oeuvres, beverages, and cash bar will be offered. Come hear the latest updates about Rock Island's events, projects, plans, and issues, and get answers to your questions. If you are not able to attend in person, email questions in advance to the Community Engagement Manager, Sarah Hayden, at hayden.sarah@rigov.org. hayden.sarah@rigov.org. And that is it on that. You're on item 10.
consent agenda items A through I.
Motion to approve consent agenda items A through I.
Second.
Moved in second. Any discussion? Okay. Roll call, please.
Alderperson Healy.
Aye.
Robinson.
Aye.
Hurt.
Aye.
Maynard.
Aye.
Swanson. Aye. And Parker.
Aye.
Item number 11.
A, report from the Public Works Department regarding payment in the amount of $62,771.95 to McClintock Trucking and Excavating of Silvis for the Water Service Repair Program and Sewer Lateral Repair Program repairs. B, report from the Public Works Department regarding payment in the amount of $25,716.97 to 5 cities of Cole Valley for the Augustana Sewer Relocation Project. C, report from the Public Works Department regarding payment in the amount of $19,616.72 to Valley Construction of Rock Island for rebuilding the flight system equipment on the primary clarifier number 3 at the Mill Street wastewater treatment plant.
Motion to allow claims items A through C.
Second.
Move to second. Any discussion?
Due to the nature of my employment, I need to recuse myself from this vote.
Roll call, please.
Alderperson Healy.
Aye.
Robinson.
Aye.
Hurt.
Aye.
Maynard.
Aye.
Swanson.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item 12A.
Special ordinance regarding a rezoning request from Mike Kaiwa at 1019 27th Avenue. Second reading.
Motion to pass the ordinance.
Second.
Move to second. Any discussion? Roll call.
Alderperson Healy.
Aye.
Robinson.
Aye.
Hurt.
Aye.
Maynard.
Aye.
Swanson.
Aye.
And Parker.
Aye.
Item 12B.
Report from the Public Works Department to approve the proposed amendments to the sewer use ordinance. First reading.
Move to approve the proposed amendments and consider the ordinance.
Second.
Move to second. Any discussion? Roll call.
Alderperson Healy.
Aye.
Robinson.
Aye.
Hurt.
Aye.
Maynard.
Aye.
Swanson.
Aye.
And Parker.
Aye.
Item 12C.
Report from the Community and Economic Development Department regarding a street vacation request from Travis Morrison at 1861 46th Street, first reading.
Motion to deny the request. Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion?
Mike, can we take a look at that street sign if the gentleman was talking about that it is blocked and you cannot see the dead end sign?
Yeah, we certainly will.
Thank you.
Well, and then the other question that I have is as I'm looking at the map of it, the only way to get into that garage, Mr. Murphy's garage, is by that right of way. So I guess I question, making sure that people have access to their property, but I 100% understand and agree with Mr. Morrison on needing to secure your property because security and safety is a huge important thing. So I think that maybe we can revisit this. CED can maybe revisit this and try to figure out the best way to meet everybody's needs. Okay.
I agree.
Any further discussion? Roll call.
Alderperson Healy.
Aye.
Robinson.
Aye.
Hurt.
Aye.
Maynard.
Aye.
Swanson.
Aye.
And Parker.
Aye.
Item 12D.
Report from the Community and Economic Development Department regarding a special ordinance establishing updating policies and procedures for the sale of residentially zoned, city-owned vacant lots. First reading.
Motion to approve the updated policies and procedures and consider the ordinance.
Second.
Move to second. Any discussion?
Miles, are all these properties online?
I'm glad you asked. They are all available online in both an Excel form and interactive map. So anyone who's interested in seeing what's available for sale can go onto the city website, go to the search bar, put in available city properties, and they should be able to pull that up pretty easy. If this passes, we'll of course update some of the information on the respective page to reflect the new pricing model, but it'll still be an interactive thing. So if someone's curious, is this vacant lot next to my house a city-owned lot I could buy? You can go on there and see it visually.
I would say if this passes, this would be something our communications could get out and, pump this out there to maybe sell some properties.
Sure thing. We can coordinate on that.
Is there?
No.
I guess I have some hesitation in approving this update prior to our strategic housing plan. It's my expectation perhaps that part of the strategic housing plan would include how to better more effectively pursue infill housing development, and now we're potentially opening up the floodgates to anybody who wants to own some land can do so. I mean, not, it's anecdotal, but for example, a number of years ago, we sold that orchard in the first ward, I believe, and now it hasn't been maintained as well as we would have liked, perhaps. It just, I'm worried. I understand the desire to not have the city continue owning these, but are we perhaps a little premature and just sort of saying, we don't want to have, are we potentially creating more problems than we're solving by doing this? So can you speak on that?
Sure. If you look at the language in the ordinance, staff have included a kind of disclaimer that any sites which are perceived to have serious development potential can be retained by the city. When we look at the potential for infill development, what we're most likely looking at is small scale development, but not individual houses on scattered sites. As an example, in the first ward, Alderman Robinson will be familiar with the former Metro Youth site, which the city nearly owns an entire block worth of property. That would be a good site for a either set of houses done as a single development or some sort of mid-density development, similar to what you might see a couple of blocks to the east on 9th Street. Getting a developer to come in and do individual houses on these sorts of scattered sites, the sites that this ordinance is really intending to address, is really a tall order. One of the things that staff would expect out of a strategic housing development plan is a recommendation, in that plan that we focus our resources on sites where we can have that kind of clustered development and really facilitate some forward momentum, and not spend as much time looking at these sites which are often too narrow to build on feasibly in locations where they can't maximize their profit margin, or which are just more generally unattractive for other reasons. The majority of the sites that are going to be affected by this are really sites where the neighbor should own it because they've been mowing it for years and they just want a little more room for their kids to play. As always, with all property sales, they will come before the city council for consideration. And if there is some concern in a given case that a site should be retained for some reason because it might be an attractive development site, we can of course have that dialogue at that time.
I suppose I'm troubled by the suggestion that we should abandon trying to pursue individual infill housing. There's a ton of neighborhoods in Rock Island that have that one lot. I mean, my block is a good example. There's 2 empty lots, a few houses from my home where there once was houses that burnt to the ground. And so I don't find that satisfactory. And I think that we should be identifying ways to put houses back on these properties. Other communities have done it through TIF, through other resources. I'm hoping that the strategic housing plan does pursue that versus, as you're suggesting, says we shouldn't prioritize that. I think that this is premature, and I plan on voting no.
Okay, any further discussion? I like the idea of infill too. Habitat for Humanity.
It may be difficult, but pretty much everything that the city of Rock Island has on its plate is difficult to do, and that's not a satisfactory reason to not do it, right?
All right, roll call.
Alderperson Healy.
Aye.
Robinson. Did I hear aye? I'm sorry.
Aye.
Hurt. Maynard.
Nay.
Swanson. Aye. Parker.
No.
Motion carries.
Item 12E.
Report from the Community and Economic Development Department regarding a special ordinance establishing an updated new housing construction property tax rebate program. First reading.
Move to approve the updated new housing property tax rebate program and consider suspend the rules and pass the ordinance.
Second.
Moved to second. Any discussion?
Was this land bank idea? Is that where this came from?
No, it actually came up because I asked whether or not we could find the original enabling ordinance for a program that we've had for decades and no one could find it. So we rewrote it. It doesn't change really anything about the fundamentals of a program we've had for ages, except for one thing, which is that it includes for the first time the addition of gut rehab houses. So if someone buys a property, strips it down to the studs, and rebuilds it all to current code, they've effectively, under this ordinance, created a new unit of housing that can be incentivized through the rebate. So it's basically what we've always had, what we've always budgeted for. It doesn't cost us anything because we just turn the money back around to the person. But that is the one change, that addition.
Rock Island Milan School District has one that mirrors this.
Correct. So ours can stand alone as long as the school district continues to approve theirs. You can double up on it. We don't have that many tools to encourage, say infill development on those vacant lots. This is really the one we have, and it has a good track record of success.
Yep. Okay. Roll call.
Alderperson Healy,
Aye.
Robinson,
Aye.
Hurt,
Aye.
Maynard,
Aye.
Swanson,
Aye.
and Parker.
Aye.
12F.
Report from the City Clerk's Office regarding a special ordinance to suspend Article 4, Section 9-113, Parades Run Permit, to allow for the Pride Parade on Saturday, June 1st, 2024, hosted by QC Pride, Inc., first reading.
Move
Motion to consider, suspend the rules and pass the ordinance.
Second.
Took the words right out of his mouth. All right. It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call.
Alderperson Healy.
Aye.
Robinson.
Aye.
Hurt.
Aye.
Maynard.
Aye.
Swanson.
Aye.
And Parker.
Aye.
Item 13A.
Report from the Community and Economic Development Department regarding a growing Rock Island Together, or GRIT, agreement with Lavish Salon and Spa in the amount of $50,000.
Move to approve the agreement and authorize the city manager to execute the contract documents.
Second.
Moved and second. Any discussion? Roll call.
Alderperson Healy.
Aye.
Robinson.
Aye.
Hurt.
Aye.
Maynard.
Aye.
Swanson.
Aye.
And Parker.
Aye.
Item 13B.
Report from the Public Works Department regarding bids for the 2024 Joint and Crack Sealing Program, recommending the bid be awarded to Denler of Joliet in the amount of $125,778.20.
Move to award the contract and authorize the city manager to execute the documents.
Second.
Moved and second. Any discussion?
Due to the nature of my employment, I need to recuse myself from this vote.
Roll call, please.
Alderperson Healy.
Aye.
Robinson.
Aye.
Hurt.
Aye.
Maynard.
Aye.
And Swanson.
Aye.
Item 13C.
Report from Administration and the Mental Health Committee regarding an agreement with Narratives QC Inc. for youth mental health services in the amount of $85,000, ARPA unrestricted.
Motion to approve the agreement and authorize the city manager to execute the documents, subject to minor attorney modifications.
Second.
Moved and second. Any discussion? Roll call.
Alderperson Healy.
Aye.
Robinson.
Aye.
Hurt.
Aye.
Maynard.
Aye.
Swanson.
Aye.
And Parker.
Aye.
Item 13D.
Report from Administration and the City Hall Improvement Committee regarding an agreement with Lincoln Offices of Peoria, Illinois for the purchase of furniture and installation in the amount of $179,485.05.
Motion to approve the agreement contract as recommended and authorize the city manager to execute the documents.
Second.
Moved and second. Any discussion?
Due to the nature of my employment, I need to recuse myself from the vote.
Welcome to the club.
First time.
At first time. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Alderperson Healy.
Aye.
Robinson.
Aye.
Hurt.
Aye.
Maynard.
Aye.
Swanson.
Can't
Excuse
vote.
me, Parker.
Aye.
Not used to it. Motion carries.
Item 14A.
Resolution from the City Clerk's Office regarding a highway resolution for the closure of the Master Sergeant Stanley Memorial Bridge and the closure of 15th Street, US Highway 67 from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. for the Unity Pride Parade hosted by QC Pride, Inc.
Motion to adopt the resolution.
Second.
Moved and second. Any discussion? Roll call.
Alderperson Healy.
Aye.
Robinson.
Aye.
Hurt.
Aye.
Maynard.
Aye.
Swanson.
Aye.
And Parker.
Aye.
Item 15A through D.
Okay, these are all budget adjustments. A, for the library in the amount of 50,000. B, for Parks and Rec in the amount of 7,500. C, for the Parks and Rec again in the amount of 4,000. And D, a J grant fund in the amount of $4,580.
Motion to approve budget adjustments A through D.
Second.
Moved in second. Any discussion? Roll call.
Alderperson Healy.
Aye.
Robinson.
Aye.
Hurt.
Aye.
Maynard.
Aye.
Swanson.
Aye.
And Parker.
Aye.
Item 15D or E.
A request from the Finance Department regarding a budget carryover from CY 2023 in the Capital Improvement Fund 301 in the amount of $343,497.41.
Motion to approve the budget carryover item as recommended.
Second.
Moved in second. Any discussion? Roll call.
Alderperson Healy.
Aye.
Robinson.
Aye.
Hurt.
Aye.
Maynard.
Aye.
Swanson.
Aye.
And Parker.
Aye.
Item 15F.
Report from the City Manager regarding the Sunset Marina Improvement Project using ARPA funds, FEMA grant funds, and an interfund loan in an amount not to exceed $1.4 million.
Motion to approve the proposed funding recommendation.
Second.
Moved in second. Any discussion?
Mike, to confirm, potable water for the boaters is included in the scope?
Could you repeat that? It's loud. The window's open here. I'm sorry.
Potable water for boaters that we had communicated about, is that being included in this scope?
It was already included in the 400 dock construction for potable water. We're looking at it for the other remaining docks that are going to remain. We don't anticipate it to be a high cost to include that, but we'll come back to the council with what that additional cost will be.
Okay, thank you.
But at this time, we're looking around $40,000 to add potable water to those docks.
Okay.
Okay. Good idea. Roll call, please.
Alderperson Healy.
Aye.
Robinson.
Aye.
Hurt.
Aye.
Maynard.
Aye.
Swanson.
Aye.
And Parker.
Aye.
Item 16A.
Report from the Traffic Engineering Committee regarding a request to remove the handicap parking space at 2050 33rd Street, first reading.
Motion to approve the request, consider suspend the rules, and pass the ordinance.
Second.
Moved in second. Any discussion?
I did it.
Roll call, please.
Alderperson Healy.
Aye.
Robinson.
Aye.
Hurt.
Aye.
Maynard.
Aye.
Swanson.
Aye.
And Parker.
Aye.
Item 17A.
Report from the Mayor's Office regarding appointments and reappointments to the Human Rights Commission and Martin Luther King Jr. Center Board.
Motion to approve the appointments and reappointments as recommended.
Second.
Moved in second. Any discussion? Roll call.
Alderperson Healy.
Aye.
Robinson.
Aye.
Hurt.
Aye.
Maynard.
Aye.
Swanson.
Aye.
And Parker.
Aye.
Item 18.
Report from the City Clerk's Office regarding a request from QC Pride, Inc. to hold their Unity Pride Parade on Saturday, June 1st, 2024.
Motion to approve the event as recommended.
Second.
Moved in second. Any discussion? Roll call.
Alderperson Healy.
Aye.
Robinson.
Aye.
Hurt.
Aye.
Maynard.
Aye.
Swanson.
Aye.
And Parker.
Aye.
Item 19.
Rock Island Regional Port District, the mayor will close the regular meeting in order to convene the Rock Island Regional Port District meeting. After the conclusion of the Rock Island Regional Port District meeting, the mayor will close the meeting and reconvene the regular city council meeting.
Move to close the regular city council meeting and convene the Rock Island Regional Port District meeting.
Second.
Moved in second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. So the regular meeting is closed and the the Port District meeting is open. Is there any any business, any new business? Tom, do you have anything?
Nothing.
Nothing to report. Any other discussion?
Yes. Oh, no, for
the Port District.
Yeah.
Remember that by statute, we have to have this the first meeting of every month. So sometimes there's going to be this in and out real quick. All right. Then
Motion to
19C.
exit the Regional Port Authority and reconvene the regular city council meeting.
All right, close the port meeting and open up the regular meeting. All those in favor say aye.
I have a second.
I need a second.
Oh, I
I
thought
was just gonna say,
Oh, there was a second.
okay, sorry, I didn't hear.
Thought I heard something, but maybe not. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Closed session has been pulled from the agenda, so there is no closed session. So, yeah. Item 21, any new business? Anything good for the cause?
Yes, real quick. So while have a lot of proclamations on the agenda this evening, I would like to remind everyone that this is National Small Business Month as well, and I would encourage everyone to support your local small businesses.
Anything else good for the cause?
In the Update Rock Island, that meeting the Unplugged is down at the Stern Center. So it doesn't say that in there, but it does online and things like that. So come on down if you have questions.
Exactly. Nope. 29th. Love to see many people pack the place. That's exactly. Once again, as a reminder, that staff will be up at the table and everything else. Council members and everybody else are invited, but it is not a regular council meeting, so they cannot participate in the meeting. Love to have them there to hear people's constituents talk and everything else, but they cannot participate. Just as a reminder for that. Also, as a reminder, due to Memorial Weekend and everything else, our next city council member is a week from today, not 2 weeks, but a week from today. So everybody has that. Anything else?
Looking to see something on Courtney Lindsay. I know we discussed it before. He did qualify for the 200 or 4x1 relay for USA. So he's qualified to go to Paris. I thought we were going to do something on him. Okay.
Okay, good. Anything else? Entertain a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Move to second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We are adjourned.